everybody. Today I'm going to read you a book from Junie B. Jones called Boo and I Mean It. It's a very funny book. I'm going to show you a picture of it. The character is very funny, named Junie B. Jones up here. And she's funny and weird. Okay, let's get started. And before that, I'm going to read 4 chapters of it. Chapter 1, Secrets. Friday, dear first grade journal. My daddy went away on a business trip this week. He is doing job interviews. Job interviews is when you put on a suit and you wear a tie and you beg people for a job. I wish Daddy did not have to do job interviews right now. Cause Halloween is coming tomorrow and I am afraid of that scary holiday. From Scaredy Junie B, first grader. P.S. I am not telling anyone that I'm scared of Halloween, or else they will tease me. Probably children are like that. I put down my pencils and thought about Halloween some more. Then I did a little shiver. On account of last year, a boy named Polly Allen Puffer told me 5 scary secrets about that day, and he said I am not allowed to tell anyone, or else a witch will turn my head into a wart. I made a sick face, and I try not to think about that situation. Only how can you not think about a situation if you try not to think about a situation? I tapped my fingers, very frustrated. Then all of a sudden I saw my journal on my desk and a good idea came in my head. Cause sometimes if you write your problems in a journal, it makes you feel better about things. I heard that on the Home Shopping Network. They were selling journals, I believe. I quickly opened the pages and I started to write. 5 scary secrets that Polly Allen Puffer told me by Junie B. Jones. 1. Real monsters and witches go trick-or-treating on Halloween. Only they don't even wear costumes on account of everybody thinks they're already dressed up, but they're not. They are wearing their real actual face and clothes. 2. Do not carve pointy sharp teeth in your pumpkin or else it will roll into your room while you're sleeping and eat your feet. 3. Bats like to land on your head and live in your hair. 4. Black witches catch and claw you into shreddle. 5. Candy corn isn't really corn. I put down my pencil again and I read over the secret. That candy corn one is shocking, I tell you. Writing better problems did not make me feel better. I put my head down on my desk and I covered up with my arms. Just then I heard my teacher's voice. His name is Mrs. Scary. That is a good Halloween name, I think. Only he actually uses it for the whole entire year. He says to please take our entertainment books. I kept on staying covered up. Cause how can I entertain when there are scary secrets in my brain? All around me, room 1 got out their books. I took out my sweatshirt from the back of my chair and I tucked it next to my ears. Sweatshirts help block out classroom noise. Pretty soon I heard my teacher again. Junie B, are you alright back there? He asked. Only before I could even answer, a tattle girl named May started blaming her head off. No, Miss Scary, Junipee is not all right, she said. Junipee Jones is not paying attention. As usual, she thought for a second, and Junie Jones has been doing other bad stuff lately too, she said. Like yesterday, she ate half a sandwich from her lunchbox during silent reading. Only I couldn't even tattle on her because I kept on telling I got a note sent home, and I thank goodness that you're finally on the ball today. After that, room 1 got very silent, and Miss Scary didn't say any words. I felt shaky inside. He was probably thinking of punishment for me, probably. Finally, I raised my head and I peeked one eye at him. He was sitting at his desk writing a note. I did a groan. It was to my mother, I think. I started to hide my eye again, only just then Miss Scary stood up very calm, and he came to the back of the room and gave the note to May. I could not believe my eyeball. Please take this home to your parents, he told her. May's whole mouth came open, and that's shocking news. No, Miss Scary, no, please don't make me take a note, please. I wasn't telling. I promise I wasn't. I was just saying that I'm glad you're on the ball today. That's all I was saying. I was saying that I'm glad for you. Miss Scary smiled. Thank you, May. You are very kind, he said. Then he bent down next to her and he stuck the note in her backpack. I reached over and tapped on him. That note was long overdue, I said. Miss Scary sucked in his cheeks at me. Please sit up, Junipee, he said. His voice did not sound happy. Now, he said. I quick sat up. Okie dokie, I'm sitting. See me sitting, Miss Scary, I said. Plus, also, I'm going to get out my answer and a book. I think I found it in my backpack. Yes, sirree, here it is. I've got my book. And also, I am all set to do it now, I said. Miss Scary kept on standing there, and I looked up at him. All right, you can be heading on back to your desk, I said. He still did not move. I waved my fingers. Keep in touch, I said. Miss Scary bent down next to me and he talked real serious in my ear. You need to pay attention in class, Junipee, he said. I shouldn't have to tell you that. I did a sigh. Then I leaned over and I whispered to him real private. Yeah, only I've got something in my head that's bothering me today. And here's a picture of the other page. I'm going to be covering. I explain on account of Scary Halloween is coming tomorrow and I don't actually like it that much. Just then May's ears picked up. That girl has X-ray hearing, I tell you. Hey everybody! Junie Jones is scared of Halloween, she shouted. I just heard her say it. Junie Jones is a scaredy cat baby about Halloween. All of room 1 turned around and looked at me. Really? Said my best friend named Herbert. You're scared of Halloween, Junipee? I didn't know that. I didn't know that either, said my other friend named Shirley. How come you're scared of Halloween? Just then a boy named Sheldon jumped up his desk and he talked real loud. Well, I'm not scared of Halloween, that's for sure, he said. He stood there a second, then he did a little frown. Except for last year, Daniel the llama dressed up like Mr. Potato Head, and he jumped out of from a bush, and so I had to drop my bag and run. Everyone laughed and laughed. Sheldon frowned bigger. It wasn't funny, he said. I had to start my candy from scratch. May rolled her eyes. Who's Sheldon? She said. The thing is that Junie Jones is scared of Halloween this year, and that makes her a scaredy cat baby. She leaned across the cell at me. B-A-B-Y spells baby, she said. I crossed my arms at that girl. Oh yeah, well, Tattle spells tattle, I said back. Miss Scary looked down at me. He shook his head no. I thought for a second. Then I tried again. Tattle spells tattle, I said. Miss Scary did a wince. I tapped my fingers on my desk. Then I took one more crack at it. Tattle spells tattle. Miss Scary closed his eyes. I put my head back down on my desk. He covered me up with my sweatshirt. I covered that. Chapter 2, Candy Corn. That afternoon, I zoomed to my house from the bus stop, and I ran in my front door as fast as lightning. Tattle, Tattle spells tattle, I howled. After that, I used the word in a sentence. Tattle, May is a big fat tattle. I heard my grandma's voice. Junebee, honey, is that you? She called. I am Ollie's room. Come back and see us. I circled my hands around my mouth. Okay, I howled again. Okay spells okay. Okay spells okay. After that, I hurried back there very fast, and I hugged my grandma real tight. Did you hear me spell tattle? I said. I looked that word up in my dictionary at school. On account I made tattled on me today. Grandma Miller was changing Ollie's clothes. She shook her head at that news. Oh dear, not more trouble with May, she said. Honestly, Junebee, you are just going to have ignored that girl. I crossed my arms. Yeah, only how can I even ignore her when she calls me scaredy cat baby? I said. She told all the children that I am scared of Halloween. Grandma, only if May knew that I know about Halloween, she would be scared too. Grandma looked curious at me. What are you talking about? She asked. What is that you know? I swallowed very hard. Then I made my voice quieter. I know 5 scary secrets. That's what I know, I said, only I'm not even allowed to tell anyone, or else my head will turn into a warrant. Chills came on my arms. Kylie Ellen Puffer told me that. I whispered even softer. Grandma Miller winked her eyebrows. Ellen Puffer, she said, wasn't he the boy who told you that a monster lived under your bed? I nodded my head. Yes, that's the exact same, Polly Ellen Puffer, I said. He knows lots of scary stuff, Grandma. On account of Polly Ellen Puffer, has a brother who's in 8th grade, and 8th grade is almost as old as a grown-up. Grandma did a little smile. Then she finished putting on Lee's sweater and she put him on the floor to walk to me. Ollie does not walk that professional. He teeters and totters with wavers and wobbles. He fell down on my foot. Then he patted my shoe very nice, and he said the word moo. Moo is Ollie's favorite word. He is not the sharpest tool in the barn. Grandma bent down to pick him up. I touched her softly white hair. Bats would love that hair, I believe. I wouldn't go out on Halloween if I were you, Grandma, I said. Not with that head of hair. Grandma Miller did a little frown. Then she fluffed her hair very much. Why? What's wrong with my hair? She asked. Don't you like it? Here's a picture right here. Putting him down right there. And it's going to be touching your grandma's hair. I zipped my lips shut because I said too much already, I think. Grandma Miller fluffed some more. Speaking of Halloween, your mother is coming home from work early today. She wants to take you to the store to buy you your costume. Just then, more chills came on my arms. I started backing out of Ollie's room very slow. Yeah, only I might not want to buy my costume today. I said I might want to buy it tomorrow or the next day or never possible. I kept on backing up. Okay, well, I think I will go take a nap now, Grandma, and so when my mother gets home, please tell her not to bother me. I did a salute. Thank you and good night, I said. After that, I turned around and I ran to my room. And I quick closed the door. A second later, I opened it a tiny crack. Yeah, only don't forget what I told you, I called. Do not go out with that head of hair on Halloween, 'cause that is just asking for trouble, Helen. Grandma Miller called back at me. She said, please do not call her Helen. I shut my door again. Then I picked up my favorite stuffed animal named Phil, Johnny, Bob, and I hurried to get in bed. If we pretended to be asleep, maybe I won't have to go to the scary Halloween store with Mother, I told him. Phil quick pretended to snore. I tapped on him. Yeah, only she's not actually home yet, Phil, I explained. Plus, I need to tell you the 5 scary secrets, 'cause I can tell them to real actual people, but you don't count properly, 'cause your ears aren't really real. Phil Johnny Bob felt his ears with his front foot. Really, you're kidding me? He said. My ears aren't real? Are you sure? Because they are really feel real, don't you think? I felt his ears. Yes, Phil. They do feel real, but they are just made out of cloth. Phil Johnny Bob kept feeling his ears. And so finally I had to take his foot away. After that I made my voice into a whisper. And I told him the 5 scary secrets. First I whispered the secret about the monsters and witches. Then I whispered the secrets about pumpkins and the bats and the cats. And finally I whispered the secret about how candy corn is not actually corn. His mouth came open at that one. No, he said, that can't be true. Candy corn has got to be corn. It has corn right in it, exact name. Plus, it even looks like corn, kind of. And so, it isn't corn. What kind of vegetable is it? I did a shrug. I don't know, Phil, I said. It can't be peas, because peas are roundish and greenish. Right, said Phil. And it can't be carrots, because carrots are longish and crunchiest. We thought some more. They both of us looked at each other. Maybe Phil Ellen Puffer Big's brother is wrong about the corn, I said. Yes, he got to be wrong, said Phil. Candy corn, Then both of us looked at each other. Maybe Polly Ellen Puffer's big brother is wrong about the corn, I said. Yes, he got to be wrong, said Phil. Candy corn is definitely corn. There is nothing else it could be. I nodded. But the other scary secrets are true, I bet. You can just tell they're true by the sound of them. Like, why would a real actual monster put on a costume if it already looks like he's wearing one? I know, says Phil. And the pointy, sharp pumpkin teeth makes sense too. You can't eat feet, right? I said. And you know the bat and cat secrets are true too. Cause what? And cat secrets are true to cause what? That wouldn't want to live with Grandma Sophie here. And witches, cats, and deadly claw you into a shuttle, said Phil. He looked up at me. Maybe you shouldn't go trick-or-treating this year, Julie, he said. Maybe you should just stay here with me, all safe and sound, right in your own house. I hugged him very tight. The elephant is very supportive. See, she's in bed with the free stuffy. Okay, we're gonna stop there for now. I'm sorry we can't read about 4 chapters because it's too long. Bye then.